Welcome back to YellowCard Vanguard. I'm your host, Toku from It's Toku TV on Twitch. Throughout the week, I'm streaming Vanguard on my Twitch channel. We'll be building decks, playtesting, and just having a grand old time, so be sure to swing on by. With new clan collection reveals coming out every day, you know what that means. It's time for a new chapter of clan collection cores. I want to preface this video and the entirety of the series by saying that many of these lists are entirely conceptual and surface deep, and will need your own playtesting to fine-tune. But each of these will aim to provide a way of thinking on how to take your new support in Clan Collection 3 and 4 and put it into a working deck. They won't all be optimized, but I believe they will be a good baseline to build off of. Welcome to Clan Collection Cores. In this episode of Clan Collection Core Season 2, we get our third Reverse unit in Hyakki Vogue Reverse. Murakumo is one half of the ninja clan in Dragon Empire and really plays into their cloning jutsus, and Hyakki Vogue Reverse really clones himself a lot. Let's see if Hyakki's Taju Kagebunshin no Jutsu is able to bring it to the ranks of Hokage. Let's take a look at the new unit. Covert Demonic Dragon Hyakki Vogue Reverse. In the deck, Vanguard Circle, and the Rearguard Circle, this is also treated as the original Covert Demonic Dragonic Hyakki Vogue. On the Vanguard Circle, once per turn, you can Soul Blast 1 to search for up to 3 cards with the same name as this card and call them to rear. Afterwards, you lock the same number of rearguards that you called. Then, on the end phase, when your rearguards are unlocked, you can bottom deck a rearguard to bounce a rearguard back to hand. Let's quickly review the original Hyakki Vogue again. On the van or the rear, you can counterblast 1 and discard a card to search for Hyakki Vogue and superior call it. Then, if you have 5 or more units, period, all of your Hyakki clones gain 10k. Now that we know our 1 boss unit, let's run over what our gameplay looks like. Going into Grade 3, we want to slam down expendable rearguards to lock for Hyakki's cost, so we'll call 3 Hyakki Vogues from our deck in the front row and lock our back row. Ideally, one of said Hyakkis that we call is another copy of Reverse, so we can rewrite into it the next turn. On our next turn, we look to rewrite into another Reverse, use a skill to call out 2 to 3 more Hyakkis, and based on how much power we need to close out the games, we would then resolve the original Hyakki that many times for that many plus 10k's to our clones. Going into the list then, obviously we are going to be running a full playset of both Hyakki variants, 4 Hyakki Vogue Reverse and 4 Hyakki Vogues. Now, because Hyakki is able to boost any unit with the same name by 10k, we can go towards the Shapeshifters in Murakumo to help us increase our Hyakki names on our board. Namely, in our list, 3 copies of Metamorphox and 4 copies of the new promo, Yuan Chanter, for its second skill to recycle Hyakkis back into your deck and to also clone its name, gaining boost, and with Hyakki Vogue's 10k boost on top of that as well, makes it 19k, 29k booster. It does come up big sometimes. To furthermore help facilitate our big Shadow Clone army, we are going to run 3 copies of both Meiomaru and Dansetsu Anarch, both units that buff our clones by another 5k respectively. And our last 12 slots are for our tech. 4 copies of Ataka to find our not necessarily hard to find Hyakkis, but more so to find Dansetsu Anarch. Due to just how the deck plays, Ataka will most likely be 13k unless we lock him. Our last 3 slots go towards an interesting engine that looks to utilize Hyakki Vogue Reverse's skill to bounce rearguards back to hand. 4 copies of Lady Silhouetta and 4 copies of the Grade 1 PG Stealth Fiend Kiri Fubuki. The idea is that going into our Hyakki Reverse turn, we can use Lady Silhouette to tutor and superior call a second copy of the PG onto the board. And with the Hyakki Vogue's Reverse skill, at the end of the turn when we unlock our rears, we can bounce said Kiri Fubuki back to our hand to farm PGs to defend our opponent's turn. And because we ran 4 Grade 1 PGs, we can then instead opt to run a more aggressive trigger lineup with 12 front triggers instead of 8, and 4 Grade 3 Heal Guardians. We chose to run front triggers because of how much value they would get for us and because of the increased likeliness we would drive check them. Despite being temporary, Hyakki Vogue Reverse's skill is still a compressed 3 from the deck, and because of how easy it is for us to fill our front row, the front trigger just gains a lot of value and makes sense. Now, some other options you could consider for the Hyakki deck is Clear Frame Whirling Wash of Curse Cleansing. I really like this idea actually. It really makes your first turn at grade 3 that much more threatening since it opens up a slot that you can then maybe use for one of your original Hyakkis for that plus 10k buff, or Maru and Dunset's Anarch for the 5k buff. And alongside Clear Frame, we can also run Stealth Dragon Heatsmet's Blazer. This plays a similar role to Maru and Anarch Dansetsu in providing our clones an extra power buff, but Heatsmet's Blazer has the boon of being able to refund a card in hand with skill. In conclusion, Murakumo, despite having so much support through the premium format, has one glaring weakness. What's Countercharge? Luckily in this deck, only one card has high impact counterblast, and that is Hyakki Vogue. But come turns that we're looking to resolve 2, maybe even 3 copies of Hyakki Vogue for that 20 or 30k buff respectively, we will definitely feel starved, and outside of triggering a well-timed heal, we have zero way of refunding any used counterblast from this game. And that may be what will keep Murakumo as a clan from re-entering the meta after Hyuga's disappearance. In any case, this has been it from me for this episode of Clan Collection Cores. Be sure to subscribe to the channel for more content like this, like the video as it helps motivate us to keep the gears going, and leave a comment down below because every little bit helps the channel. This has been Toku from YellowCard Vanguard channel. Toku out.